Guys, what's up? We're back for another episode. 4 videos in a row. We're jumping into another one. Let's get right into it. All right, guys. Like I said on the other video, we got all the late models of sprint cars coming up. But like I mentioned, also we got bodies to fix. Get prepped for the mud bosses. We're gonna go ahead and run out to Ben's. We'll shoot him out all the parts and everything, and he's gonna hook it up and help us out with mounting it or painting it, mounting it, and get it all dialed up, and we'll be completely done with that other than just organizing and packing up. So let's go for a ride. All right, we got everything here we need. We got the stuff. All right, guys, we're back into the shop. Did a quick stop over there with Ben. Appreciate him helping me out as always. So we're back in the shop. We're going to work on these sprint cars, late models. Biggest thing about the sprint car is that we need to change the motor. All right, so I got 2 sprint cars. This is the one I've been typically running at Indy. The thing about racing high bite and loose dirt, obviously 2 different setups. And it's a real hassle to always go back and forth. Fortunately, we have the capabilities having 2 cars, so I think we're gonna go ahead. This being the lighter car, this one's a little bit heavier, which I think would be ideally best for loose dirt, right? But we're gonna go ahead. This one, get this set up for the Chilibowl. This one for the shootout. So we're gonna take off. Same thing goes with the late models. One set up for Indy, one set up for loose dirt, or like Jay's and Thompson's, Houston, all them, Abilene. This car with the more weight is kind of what we run, but we're gonna go to this car. This one has a less, no, sorry, backwards. This car is, I think it's a Rocket 5 car. Got a good deal on it. This one is a Rocket 4 converted over to Rocket 5 with, you know, parts and shit. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So we're gonna take a motor out. These 2 have 13.5s in it. These 2 have 10.5s in it. That's primarily what we have around here. So we're gonna pull one of the 13.5s out of this one, put it into this one, and then on this one we're gonna be doing an update to the bigger motor, obviously, as well to so basically both motors are coming, all the motors are coming out of it. Yeah, I just thought about that. So yeah, all motors are coming out. A lot of soldering going on. For the most part, these cars are in good condition. This car's been rebuilt. This car's been rebuilt already. Have not touched the track ever since. And then, yeah, showing pretty good shape. All right, guys. So it's been a couple of days later. It is actually New Year's Day. So happy New Year's to everyone. Hope I had a good one. Everybody stayed safe and drank responsibly. So it's been a couple of days now. I removed all the motors from the cars except for one, which is the late model. I got myself all confused on that deal, but just one of the cars, one of the late models is the one that we're going to use next weekend for the shootout. Did not really touch. We just cleaned it up, made sure everything was good, did a real quick health check. I know I have some other videos down prior to this that show kind of some of the stuff I do, like CVDs and ball bearing diffs and stuff like that. So it's pretty much what we always do, check on oils on the shocks, and then go from there. But on the other 3 that I did pull the motors out, I pulled off all the 10.5 and the both 10.5s out of the sprint cars, and I pulled one of the 13.5s out of one of the late models and put it on the sprint car that we're using for next week. Now, part of that process is I'm kind of very picky, and I am not the best when it comes to everything. And one of the things is I struggle with is soldering. I have all the tools that I need to get it done, but you know, they're not always the best looking, and sometimes I worry about it. So this time around, we went ahead, set up the soldering, I used some of the brass weave stuff. I went ahead and cleaned all the fittings up on the motors, and then put the right soldering back in. So there was a lot of work in regards to that. So that took up a lot of time. So did all of that, prepped all the motors that I'm taking with me, and put them in the box. So let's turn around and check it out. All right, sprint car, I was gonna do a new body, but I didn't. Body's still in good shape, but it's ready to go. This one has a 13.5 in it. Everything's ready to go. Late model, we did a new body. New MR Customs body, the new line of bodies that he come out with. Has a little bit better look to it. As you can see the offset to the body. There's another one called the Mailman or Mailbox or something like that. And it has a really cool looking look to it, just like the real late models. But even this one has a pretty good deal. So the other part of painting is I like to, I usually use tape on the inside to, I've been trying this other thing called liquid mask. All right, so this is what I've been using. Works really good. I bought an Amazon spray gun. It looks like the real paint guns. Put it in there. The biggest thing about this is the buildup you get in your gun. So when you get done with this, I recommend to wash it out, take the gun apart, and pull out everything in it and let it sit with hot water, and then clean out really good. And then if you look right here, usually I do this just all solid black, which it still is. I did some airbrushing. I just kind of highlighted the black edges, or the edges of the body, the bottom bumper, and then I put a little paint of chrome in it. Didn't want to be too obnoxious, just trying something different. And then on how I did this, I went back to Amazon, bought this paint, and then I got this cool little gun here that has a built-in compressor. It's battery powered, and you just hit it. Works really good. Also, biggest thing is just cleaning it up. So yeah, late model is done. 13.5, everything's in it, checked out, good. Here is the body that we dropped off with Ben. Ben did a pretty good job of putting it together for me. The good thing about these bodies is they pretty much already come cut out. We just have to paint panels and put it together. Obviously, with the MR Customs, you have to trim it out of a mold. For me, over the years, out of all the cars, I've been blessed to have MR Customs on our team and supporting us. Cutting these out has been very easy for me. Back to the Mud Boss. This is the big block, so we went ahead and we went through the newest shock package that we have, put that on the car, and it is ready to go. I'm not sure how in depth I got last time. With all my cars, even with the sprint car, because the sprint car is one of the latest additions that I've been running. We've had it, but we've never ran it. We started to run it. With all my wires over the years, I've hate to see a rat's nest and have all the wires. So I actually trim up all my ESC wires, nice and short. Obviously, still room for just in case if whatever reason we ever need to change out this ESC, put it on something else, whatever. And then so back to Amazon, use a tool to be able to cut these and then repin it and put it all back together. So only thing I'm missing here is the sensor wire. I have one on order. It should be here Friday or Saturday. So yeah, ready to go. All right, so these are two of the extra cars that I have. This is my other late model. Does not have a motor in it, just in case if we wanted to use that car for any reason. That car is not working out for us. We can put the body and put the motor in this. It's the same thing. It's identical layout, chassis. So yeah, this is our spare. This has been gone through, is ready to go. This is the other sprint car. We took the 10.5 out, put a 7.5 in it. And then if that car wasn't working, we could use this car. Now, both of these cars have more weight on them. They have brass left rear arms. These don't. They are more lighter, basically what we were using at the high back setup. So if needed, we can either just take the weights off of this one and put it over there. But ideally, I would like to stay with one car for both weeks because technically both of these cars will have runtime on the track surface. So hopefully we can do well at the shootout, but also sets us up for the Chilibowl. So that is the ideal. That is the idea on our thought process. So yeah, so we're moving along right along the shop. It's taking a couple of days to get this video complete, just for the simple fact of all the little small things that need to be done. Basically just trying to put my head down and get things done. It is Wednesday. Unfortunately, I have to go back to work for 2 days, and then I'm off again for the next 2 weeks. So I'm trying to get a lot of things done. On top of that, on the Drastic Branding side of thing, which is our t-shirt company and graphic designing stuff, I have to get our shirts ready. I'm going to print out some shirts for me and Ben. And then I have customers who have a couple of artwork that I need to complete, and a sweater for someone else. And our computer that I use for that took a crap. So I had to get that going. Hopefully it's all good now. Had to reset it. And after this video, I'm going to put my head down and start doing that. So one of the other things that I did is on the SJD side of things. Well, what do you mean by that? So SJD side is just a real quick talk. I have actually purchased SJD, the brand, so it's now mine. But I feel like it's still part of the group that we were involved with. Basically, the biggest thing I want to do is just to keep SJD alive, which is basically off of Silky Junction Design, which is a really good friend of ours here locally. So with that, I started designing a couple of things. I designed some rear wing, some top wings, sprint car mounts, just to try different things. The mounts that MR Customs provide are awesome, but I needed a little bit more adjustments out of the wing, and I'm grateful for what they've done for us. So I started prototyping a couple of my own. I can turn around and turn around real quick. All right, so this is a mount that I've created. Biggest difference is it allows further forward movement, but it also retains the original mount. So I know on the Chilibowl side of things, I think there's a measurement of where this can be, I believe. I can't remember because I've never had to bring my own custom stuff in. But per the rules and the things I read, hopefully everything is good. If not, we do have the original MR Custom stuff. And also I built this for the late model, the rear wing. Like I mentioned, in the Chilibowl, there's all kinds of measurements and rules. They have their templates and stuff, so hopefully we can go through. If not, we'll revert back to original tail spoilers that MR Customs provide. Basically, just trying to perfect something that's already kind of perfect, just make it my own and make it a little bit tighter when it comes to securing all the air going into that rear spoiler. Another thing is too, wasn't really sure. I remember out there was 2.5 from the deck to the top, but I made mine at 2. And if that's the case, later on we can adjust. So on the other side of SJD stuff, I have begun to start cutting some cars, creating my own cars. A couple of fans or followers, friends, follow racers of the channel. I am currently working on some of them. I have put out a new late model, and my buddy Eric has it, which is basically the same version of Kevin's Midwest mod that we raced last year, but it has a different rear end. So pretty much going to be the SJD Hybrid Series. So we got that late model out already. He already had one race with it, did it real good. There's a couple of tweaks we need to do to his shocks. And then I have 2 midgets coming out, which if you can see it is back here in the top left corner, and which we'll get further into that. Basically what it is we're just trying to keep the SJD thing coming up. I will be in full honesty, I can't make my own parts like Malaco and Custom Works. They have these professional machine shops and stuff, which would be awesome. I know there's Triple P who's starting to create more stuff and starting to make his own, which is really cool. I actually have his Evolution car right here. It works really well, so shout out to him, and hopefully all the success comes out good for him. So basically all I'm doing is taking bits and parts of cars that I like and putting it together. So They're not really available. You're better off buying a car that's already established, built, because my cost to build those is not any cheaper. So I'm just putting that out there. I know people have asked requests and stuff, but the simple things that I'm starting to create are the rear wings, top wings, and stuff like that. And we're just working our way for that. I've gotten myself real acquainted with the CNC router, so I'm able to cut things out really good and efficient. Got the right tooling, but all that takes time, computer work, and it's just too much to try to do at one time. So I have begun that. So this is where we're at. We're gonna wrap this video up. Big shout out to Ben for helping me out. We're a couple of days away from loading up. For the next couple of days, I think the plan is I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna try to knock out all the computer stuff, artwork, t-shirt stuff out today, tonight. And the next biggest thing is to start packing, finalize all that stuff, and then we're out to the shootout. So all right, guys. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the comments and stuff. I'm really excited this year around. Always excited about the Chilibowl and stuff, but just, you know, when I get these big time periods off, I try to push a lot of things in one time, and it's just part of it. It's who I am. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch up to you on the next one. Peace.